What is going on, everyone? It is me, the Lone Vault Wanderer, and welcome to the next edition of Fallout 3 Secrets and Facts You May Not Remember. In the last episode, we talked about some interesting facts relating to Springvale and Springvale Elementary, but today we're going to be taking on Megaton, and it's going to be a long video. If you do go on to enjoy it though, please like and subscribe with notifications. I'd really appreciate it. So with that out of the way, and again thanks to the Fallout 3 wiki, which is linked and referenced in the description below, here are the secrets and facts from Fallout 3 that you may not remember, Part 3. Megaton is the second most populated settlement in Fallout 3, only behind Rivet City. Many of its citizens weren't actually born in the town and came from elsewhere, including the Stahls, Doc Church, and Moira Brown. But before we head inside Megaton, if you walk around towards the back, you can find a hollowed out rock that has some useful items in it early in the game, including a sniper rifle and a stealth boy. The note inside this rock indicates that someone called E left the items there for a person called S. If you wear your Vault 101 jumpsuit when in Megaton for the first time, NPCs such as Lucas Sims will make reference to it when speaking to you.
Well, I'm damned. You're from that Vault 101. I ain't seen one of those jumpsuits in a long time.
This unique dialogue will not occur if you're not wearing the jumpsuit. During the conversation with Lucas Sims, if you say you're unsure how to disarm the bomb in the middle of the town, he tells you that maybe chems will help ease your nerves.
I thought you knew what you were doing. If it's just nerves, maybe some chems will help. But if you can't handle it, don't go fiddling with it.
This is actually a hint the game gives you to help you disarm the bomb, because by taking mentats, which increase your intelligence and perception by 5 for 4 minutes, you'll actually be able to disarm the bomb even at earlier levels. The brass lantern is built with metal scrap that features Chinese writing, and the neon Chinese sign on the outside translates to Ming Fast Food. The origin of these parts aren't exactly clear, but it's not true that they came from a Chinese plane that crashed into the land, since the bomb in the middle of Megaton is actually American. Plus, why would a Chinese warplane ever need this neon sign? Most likely, it just came from a nearby Chinese restaurant that was destroyed in the war. Leo Stahl seems cagey about what he does in his personal time when you ask, because he is a drug addict. To fuel his drug addiction, he has been stealing cash from the brass lantern, and he suspects Leo has been stealing, and also believes Doc Church knows about it, but he won't tell him due to doctor-patient confidentiality. But you can convince Church to tell you about Leo's problem with Jet, which he knows about because he caught Leo trying to steal the jet he uses for anesthetic.
I'm afraid that goes against patient-doctor confidentiality. All right. I suppose someone with medical training has to have at least a bit of compassion. And maybe you can talk some sense into the boy. Leo Stahl. That boy got himself a problem with Jet. I've caught him in here 2 to 3 times trying to steal what I keep around for anesthetic. Not even his own family knows it. He goes up to the water treatment plant at night to get high. I don't know. I can't reach him. Maybe you can.
By confronting Leo with this information, he ends up confessing, but in a twist of fate, you can actually blackmail him to sell you chems at the water treatment plant.
Damn it! Who told you? I mean, I have no idea what you're talking about. I can hook you up. A solid chem dealer is hard to find out here in the wastes. Trust me, I know.
Throughout Megaton, you can discover holotapes which relate to the replicated man quest. By listening to one, the quest begins, which itself is an alternative to beginning the quest in Rivet City. As a reminder, the quest is about an android who is on the run from its creator. The holotape at Doc Church's clinic indicates a friend of the android had asked Church if he could perform facial surgery on the android to make him unrecognizable. However, Church tells you that he never bought into the story. You can obtain another holotape from Moira Brown, who also thinks it's a hoax. This tape, named A Request for Help, is recorded by the android himself, begging for help to get a facial reconstruction and for someone to wipe his memories.
If you're listening to this recording, it is because you're believed to be trustworthy. I hope that is the case because this recording puts us both in danger. I'm escaping from the Commonwealth. I'm an android, a synthetic man, a slave. The men hunting me are ruthless and will stop at nothing to retrieve their property. I need to find a doctor in the wasteland to perform facial reconstruction. I also need someone who knows a great deal about computers. I need I need to have my memories erased and my face altered to look like someone else.
Another holotape, Extreme Measures, can be found in Nathan and Manya's house and is also recorded by a friend of the android, who says that the android told him that facial reconstruction isn't enough and he needs his memories wiped to prevent capture by somebody. The tape mentions the Railroad, the underground group working against the Institute to Free Synths. Interestingly, if you talk to Manya after listening to this holotape, the conversation implies that she's part of the Railroad and helped the android in its quest.
A while back, they were asking around for a computer genius to give our friend a new set of memories. You know, a clean slate and all that.
The signs around Megaton refer to the Children of Adam as the local cult. Additionally, on top of the Children of Adam's building, there sits a Red Rocket-style rocket, which could have came from one of the Red Rocket refueling stations. Inside Lucas Sims's house, not only do you find the strength bobblehead, but there is also a hatch which gives you access to the roof of the house, and then a nice view of the town. But what people might not know is that you can go higher, and then jump across Megaton's outer fence to reach the platform where Stockholm is. Even more so, you can actually talk to Stockholm, where he says,
The more time I spend talking to you, the less I'm spending watching for raiders. How the hell did you get up here anyway?
The armored vault suit hanging in Craterside Supply was created by Moira Brown for a vault dweller who left Vault 101 between the years 2265 and 2267, though she's never identified. When curing you of radiation, Moira Brown jokes about using Brahmin milk, magnets, and happy thoughts, but in later Fallout games, Brahmin milk actually does remove radiation. In the Megaton Common House, one of the inhabitants likes to talk in her sleep.
Yeah, guy.
Manya Vargas has lived in Megaton longer than anybody else, which is why she has so much knowledge of Megaton and its history. Some interesting facts she shares are, the crater in Megaton was not created by the bomb itself. It was due to a plane dropping from the sky during the Great War, inside of which the bomb was being carried. Manya's grandfather and the original settlers of Megaton, which included people who tried to get inside Vault 101, the Children of Adam, and refugees, initially just hid inside the crater to be protected from severe dust storms. Some of these original settlers decided to then leave the town after the dust storm settled, but then returned once Megaton found its feet, in order to trade with the townfolk. This is how Megaton became a trading center, and why raiders and super mutants began attacking the town. But even when Megaton really established itself as a trading center, and after Manu's father was born, Megaton was still a crater in the ground and not really protected at all. It was only until Manu's father, who became rich and influential off the caravan trading routes, then managed to convince the other citizens of Megaton to build walls around the town to protect against raiders and super mutants, specifically by using parts from the crashed plane and also from a nearby air station. This is why the front gate of Megaton consists of 2 plane wings and is powered by a jet engine. And because this air station was so scavenged dry, the wasteland took it back and it no longer exists. And another fun fact too, the Brotherhood of Steel actually helped keep the raiders and super mutants at bay. The reason why the bomb in the middle of Megaton was never removed from the town is because the Children of Adam were desperately needed to help build the town's walls, and they only agreed to if the bomb could stay put. And finally, Lucas Sims appointed himself the sheriff of Megaton. No one ever elected or voted him in, though all the citizens have generally come to accept him as sheriff. If you first talk to Colin Moriarty when he's outside the saloon, he'll tell you that you caught him out of his element.
Colin Moriarty. Always pleased to see a new face, but I'm afraid you've had the misfortune to catch me, well, out of me element.
Colin Moriarty's father was killed by raiders inside of Megaton when he was only 14 years old, which is how he inherited the bar and his father's money. Inside of his saloon, he keeps tabs on people on his terminal to use as blackmail later. For instance, Jericho once tried to rape Jenny Stahl, and Doc Church used to be a medic for slavers at Paradise Falls, and he in fact lied to everybody that he came from Rivet City. In this terminal, he also jokes that Mr. Burke can stay in his bar so long as he pays until the bomb explodes, which is ironic as that's exactly what Burke wants. He also talks about how James arrived at Megaton with you as a kid in the year 2258, at which time he was trying to get inside of Vault 101, which means your character was birthed outside of Megaton. Stahl Star Paladin Cross was also there in Megaton at the time. After you and Lucas Sims confront Burke about the bomb, if you don't kill Burke before he kills Lucas Sims, Lucas's son, Hardin, will end up blaming you for his father's death when he's drunk. If you are in Moriarty's saloon while Jericho and Nova are there, you may witness Jericho trying to hit on Nova, at which point Nova turns him down because Moriarty doesn't like Jericho, and he won't allow Jericho to pay for Nova's services.
You're sweet, Jericho. You really are. But Colin says that things between us is best kept on a professional level. If it were up to me...
When you have good karma in Megaton, a settler will provide you with random loot, but if you have very bad karma, that same settler will just insult you instead. The background I just mentioned between Jericho and Jenny Stoll is fleshed out even more when they interact with each other outside of the Brass Lantern. Jenny tells him here,
"No, Jericho. Just no. Now leave me alone."
This seems to verify what was written in Moriarty's terminal. And lastly, the Megaton Armory is protected by a unique Mr. Gutsy called Deputy Steel. Thank you so much for watching this video, I hope you enjoyed it. Again, if you'd like to be notified of future videos releasing as part of this series, feel free to subscribe with notifications. And until next time, this has been the Lone Vault Wanderer. Please take care of yourselves, and would you kindly keep fighting the good fight.